is it so hard to let you go? Let you go.
You missed something and now you have to re-render the whole thing. Oh no.
I know you really wanna know who. I need to ask you. Do you love me anymore?
Are you bored in quarantine? Are you doing things you just don't do at home normally? Do you know what doesn't have to be boring though? Minecraft Pocket Edition. In today's video, we are checking out 10 shaders which should work on pretty much every device. These are low-end shaders, so they should work and they still look absolutely amazing. So if you are enjoying, smash the like button. If you are new, subscribe for the best Pocket Edition shaders and various other content. Hello, Lazzy here, and do I really need this intro? Let's just jump straight into the shaders. So the first shader we are checking out is ESTN shaders. So this shader right here, I actually got from his Discord because it is a beta version of the shader. If you do want to download this version of the shader, make sure you join his Discord. I've linked it in the description below. If not, you can always download it from Mcpe from the description as well. But anyway, let's jump straight into this ESTN beta. So as you can see, loading, every time we go into survival. So loading into the shader, as you can see, it gives off the default vibe, but it just really enhances it, which I think is amazing. Like, look at those skies. I really do love the white clouds. They look actually pretty sick. Way better than the default ones. Has a nice realistic sun as well. Of course, this shader's got the wavy effects with the tall grass and the leaves, which is very nice as well. And it's also got another cool feature. So if I go over to the water, you can see it a bit better. But underneath me, as you can see, it's a bit of a sun glare flare effect, whatever you want to call it, which I think is pretty cool. So the higher you go, the bigger the sun's going to get and whatnot. You get the gist of it, and it's actually amazing. And it does have it has default kind of looking water, but it's a bit more realistic, which I like. And it does have a very nice wave on the water. It really does move very smoothly. Underneath the water, it does have the wavy effect as well, which is pretty cool. But the best thing about this shader, so if I go into sunrise, you will see the highlight of this shader right here. So if I go to sunrise, wait for it. Is that sunset? Okay, okay, so there you can see the sunbeams are coming from where the sun is from. Like, how amazing is that feature? It looks so amazing. So as you can see, we turn around, it's gone. But when we look at it, boom, as you can see, it's back. So that is so cool. I really do like the sunbeam in this shader. It's absolutely amazing. So as I fly a bit high, I can see it a bit better once again, which I do really like. It's probably the best thing about this shader. The cool thing about this shader though as well is you can turn on and turn off a bunch of these things in the code. So if you want to do that, you can do that as well. So you can turn off some features if you do get a bit of lag. I honestly won't lie, this shader, it didn't lag a lot. It was still playable on my old iPad. Like, you probably will get a little bit of lag in this shader. So this one's starting off a bit strong, but it's still an amazing shader and I did want to check it out. So you know how it's going to work. I'll put some cinematics at the end if you want to get a bit more of a gaze of the shaders, but we're going to go through these ones a bit quicker, so I will skip over a few features. So I won't be checking if there's a rain effect or the lighting at nighttime. Okay, we can probably do the night one. If we go quickly to midnight. So yeah, as you can see, in midnight, it does have a nice moon. But yeah, pretty much, we might skip over them in the other shaders because you can always just download it yourself. I won't lie, I'm being a bit lazy, but you can always download it and check it out for yourself. So let's move on to the next shader. So the next shader we are checking out is Bicubic, the low version. So every time I check out this shader, I always show off the high ultra one. So we're going to change it a bit and go to the low ones. The cool thing about the Bicubic shader is that this works on Windows 10, and the next Bicubic shader I will show will also work on Windows 10. So as you can see, loading into the low version of Bicubic, it has still that bright, nice sun, which I really do like. And if I go to the water, you can tell it's a bit different to the ultra ones because it doesn't really have much on top of it. It still does look nice, if I'm being honest. Like, I do like that kind of blue effect on it. And if I go under the water, it kind of still has that wavy effect, which is slow, but it's still there. And it still does have the wavy effects with the leaves and the tall grass, but I'm pretty sure most of these shaders anyway have that. But yeah, it's still a pretty cool version. And the sunrise effect still is very nice as well. So the next shader is also a bicubic shader, but this is a enhanced kind of shader. So pretty much it makes the default world look a bit better. So once again, this one does work on Windows 10. So as you can see, the sun and the clouds are just the default norm. But when you look at the water, it does have that really nice effect on top. So as you can see, it has that sun ray reflection on top of the water as well as the sun rises. And I honestly do like that water on top. It really looks nice. And if I go underneath the water as well, it still has that. Look how cool that underwater effect is. That is amazing. So if you want a shader that doesn't do too much with the clouds or the sun, you can get this one because it makes the water look a whole lot better. It still has the wavy effects and it has some nice colors as well. So the next shader we are checking out is Gsp Ii version 2.3. I do apologize. I'm not sure like who the creator is of this shader. As you can tell, it is a bit in Chinese. So I do apologize. If you know anything about this shader, please let me know so I can credit them properly. So as you can see, loading into it, that sun is coming up. And I really do like the sun. It is a nice orange color, nice tinge to it. As you can see, it doesn't do much with the water. So it doesn't have any wavy effects. So if you are looking for a low end shader with some nice skies, then this is for you. So the clouds don't move either, unfortunately, but as I said, this is a low end shader. It does have a really nice color tone to it though, and some nice shadows which are very good. So the next shader we are checking out is Safi Craft shader. So let's jump into it and check it out. So loading into this shader, as you can see, it has the wavy effects, but it also has a player shadow. So that is pretty cool. And on top of the water, if we go to the water, it does have a very nice wave, a very smooth wave, if I do say so myself. And also does have a bit of a kind of glare reflection on top of the water. As you can see, it is moving along the water there with the wave. So that is a cool feature, but it still keeps that default texture look. However, I really do like this shadow that it has a shadow on top of the water and underneath the water. That's really realistic. And I do go underneath the water. You can see that it faintly does have a underwater effect, which is very nice. I do appreciate this kind of sun in a shadow because I really do love that sun moving effect, which is really realistic, and it does have some pretty decent clouds. So this is an overall pretty good shader, and it did not lag that much on my iPad 1. So the next shader we are checking out is Reflex Mc Shader. So this one got updated, so let's check it out. So loading into this one, as you can see, it does have a pretty nice bright sun, nice circular sun. The clouds do look pretty sick, but they don't move, unfortunately, but it's still very nice. Not sure what's going on with the grass here. Oh, wait for it. Oh, where did it go? Oh my God. Okay, so it's a bit 2D. Maybe it's there to reduce lag or it's just a bug. I'm not too sure, but it's still functional. And if I go to the water, as you can see, the water does change color to a bit more of a blue color, which is still very nice. It doesn't change much on top of it, but the creator did say he's going to be updating it to have a realistic water in the next update, so stay tuned for that. It also does have the wavy effects and a nice shadow as well. And I do like the color tone to this shader. It does look very nice and bright and realistic. So moving on to Enchanted Hspa Ii version 1.7. So this is the iOS version. If you're on Android, you can download the Android version. So loading into this shader, as you can see, the color tone is changed once again, and it does look very nice. I do like that. Is it cool or warm? I don't know what kind of effect it is, but I really like it. It does have the wavy effect as well, which is nice to see. It also does have that wave in the water. So the water is a bit invisible. I'm not a fan of the invisible water, if I'm being honest, but you can still see that wave in there, which is very nice. It is a nice big wave, which is very cool. And underneath the water, it has the wavy effect, which is nice. So the clouds are the default clouds, but I think a bit enhanced, and the sun is rotated a little bit, so it is a bit cooler. It has the wavy effects as well, but another feature I do like in this shader, so if I go to sunrise, so as you can see when I'm moving, that sun glare reflection on top of the ground there moves with me, so that is a nice realistic feature, and it does also have a pretty cool sunrise with the orange tone to it. So the last three shaders I am moving onto my iPhone because I can't run these on my iPad. I'm not too sure if they're just not compatible, but I couldn't get them working. Anyway, moving on to the next one, which is Winter Craft. So this one is a pretty sick shader because it gives it a winter overhaul, and it still is a shader within it. So as you can see, loading into this one has a texture pack as well. So it gives everything a winter effect. As you can see, the trees are white, the ground's white, and the skies are a bit darker and a bit more white, which is still nice. And if I go on top of the water, it does have a realistic kind of texture look to it, which I do like as well. Underneath the water, it does have the wavy effect, which is pretty cool. And if I go on top again, you can see it's winter. So the next shader we are checking out is Gsp Shader. So realistic but not laggy. It is a bigger file, as you can see, almost 40 megabytes, but that's because it does also incorporate some sounds. So if you want some realistic sounds, you can also use this pack. So as you can see, loading into this shader, as you can see, it has a nice sun and some decent clouds, not too bad, but it also does have a player shadow. So this shader does have the player shadow as well. As you can see, going to the water, it does have that nice wavy effect as well, which is very nice. So it does also have the underwater effect. If I go underneath the water, pretty cool wave as well. So you can hear in the background those sounds, which are very nice. Nice touch to a shader, which is a sound pack. So lucky last shader, we are checking out Gsp Ii version 15 again. So I did cover this shader in my Gsp Ix video, but it was towards the end, and if I'm being honest, my average view duration is not that great, so a lot of people probably missed it, and they probably won't even see it this time because it's near the end of the video again. Anyway, so it is a nice shader to end it off because it is a low version of Gsp Ii, and it looks absolutely amazing. So loading into the shader, as you can see, it has that amazing sun and those really gorgeous looking clouds, and it also does have a pretty decent water. So if I go to the water, so on my iPhone here, you can see it does have a wavy effect, but I swear it looked a bit different on the older iPad. So it did work on the older iPad and actually had probably a better wave effect of the water. I'm not too sure why, but anyway, underneath the water, what's going on there? Just ignore that. It does have that underneath water effect, which is very nice. I just can't get over that sun. Probably the best sun out of them all. Like, look how amazing that is. As I said, I will put some cinematics on now of all the shaders I've covered. Sorry I did make this one a bit quicker. We definitely went through a few features, so make sure you check them out for yourself. Download them, see which one works the best, see which one doesn't have any lag. Comment below so others can know. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you did enjoy some cinematics. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.
You got me trapped inside this spell. Now I feel it. Now I feel it. Your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel
is it so hard to let you go? Let you is it so hard to let you go?